Alright, you little tinkers, I'm Toastbloke and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be continuing on with my early access Prehistoric Kingdom series, which, as I've mentioned, is my first ever one on YouTube, and I'm going to be trying to continue to learn the game, and you guys are probably just going to sit there feeling really frustrated and embarrassed by what I'm doing, but who cares? Let's crack on. So I've just loaded into the game here, and apparently we've got a 1-star rating. Yeah, I'm looking at that, and it doesn't even look like that first star is fully highlighted. So I'm guessing the game's just feeling a little bit sorry for us, you know, showing us some pity, and absolutely lying through its teeth to us, telling us that my star is worth, that my park is worth 1 star. It clearly isn't. But we're going to try and change that today. We're going to try and get that star fully highlighted by adding another dino. I think the way that I'm going to do that is by coming up with some sort of plan. Like, for example, I feel like this is very square. I don't want to run paths straight up around this square enclosure, especially since I've got these solid walls here that make it look like you're not meant to look in from that area. Here's the viewing area at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this enclosure slightly, because I seem to remember these guys had way too much room. Where's one of them? I hope they're alive, because they keep just disappearing. Where are they? I can hear one. Where is it? Is it in the bushes? What's going on? Well, there's supposed to be 2 Sitkosauruses or Sitkosauruses in here. We've found one. Nigel, not right now. I love you, but you've told us this every time I've clicked on it. So, habitat, let's just check. Yeah, it's got loads. It's got like 1,000 more square meters than it needs. So we've probably got a little bit of room to play about with and narrow this down. Although, if you walk near the wall, it's going to make it really hard for us to do that. So could you maybe, yeah, nice. You turn around, go back into the habitat. You're out here as well, man. Why? Can I pick these up? Could I? I feel like, yeah. Seem to remember a bit to pick them up. Get over there. Thanks, Dimitri. Have you gone back? Yeah, good. You're good. You can have an extra treat later. You can get a special termite mound all of your own. But let's pause the game. Again, I always forget to do that. And let's see if we can do something with these walls to make them a little bit more fancy. I'm guessing I'm going to need to smooth it off a little bit. Why is this always so big in size, man? Such a big radius. I don't need that, you know. Start small, work your way up. Isn't that right? Right. Oh my god. What am I doing? What am I saying? Need to behave myself. Right. I think that'll do. The park should just come alive, you know, all because of this one feature. Right, so let's jump in with the walls. And I seem to remember last time it was just really hard to get the walls to do what I wanted. Is this on? Yeah. Because there's not really any snaps between points. Hang on. Do you know what? I've said that and I've just seen this length snap thing. Oh my god. Is that a joke? What are the chances? As soon as I say that, I just see that. So how far's... Oh, and it does do it in intervals. So I'm thinking, oh, there's no way of getting it to go in intervals, so I know exactly how far out I've gone. Bam. Game. Absolutely laughs in my face. Well, I think 10 meters is a good number, so that's apparently 20 meters. That would, I suppose, make it easier for us to work out as well what on earth is going on in regards to the size of the enclosure. But I'm playing a game. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not here to do maths, so nah, this one's to come out further. Will that undo the walls being put down? Nope, just the one. I may as well bulldoze them both in. Does undo only work for one item? That's a nightmare if that's the case. And it'll come out 10, 20, 30. Right, that's what we're doing. 10, 20, 30. Then we're going to get curvy. Let's toggle curl off for now. Because I seem to feel like you have to like go out, then hit curve, and it curves from where you've put it. And I'm going to want to guess roughly where the middle is. So let's get lined up here and see how this works. Oh my, see, I don't want the length snap on here. Because I want to be able to move this freely wherever I want. And I think I want it, I'm imagining that's got to be about right, isn't it? Oh, it's a little bit skew with. Let's try one more time. I'd rather take the time to try and be happy with it, you know? Why would I want to be unhappy with it? You know, I'm putting time into this. Right, is that better? I think that looks better. We're going with that. I think I mentioned in an earlier video as well that I would need something to divide the back of this off so you couldn't just see through into the other enclosures. And I think I'd mentioned rocks. And since I feel like I'm getting a little bit handy with rocks since doing me waterfall and, you know, me little quiet corner behind the cafe, I feel like maybe I should jump in. We've got rocks here as well, so it should tie in nicely. Let's do it. Where's these rocks? Now, this rock here, I seem to think is one of my favourites. I should store it, shouldn't I? Well, that now just... What? Well, it just lets us know that that's the one I like, or does something specific happen? I don't know. But let's say we'll start in the back centre, and we'll just start spinning these around like, and getting them in willy-nilly, as we always do. I don't feel like, again, you have to be neat. You just have to be there. You know what I mean? Just show up. Just do something. And I think once you've got that, it makes it look better. In the sense of, I think nature looking too neat looks a little bit wrong. And yeah. Just going to get those in. Just map out what I'm kind of doing. I feel like that's bigger. That's a little bit different, a little bit smaller. I can lower it down as well, just to get a different feel towards these edges. So I do want it to come quite far around the curve. It seems a bit silly having changed the curve wall, but I think I just want to make sure that's going to be following something, you know? And keep the dinosaurs enclosed as well. I'm going to stay in this group, yeah? We're going to build this up a bit more. So I thought that was a big boy. Oh, I have just downsized them though, haven't I? So that big boy won't be a big boy no more. Let's get some of these in. Get these building up the back a little bit more at different intervals. Don't feel like I want these to be as regular. I want them to look like they're working together though. I feel like sometimes like the way they merge just isn't flattering. Alright, that's alright, we'll get another one of these in. Little turn. Pop. Alright, I think that's coming together nicely. And then we've got these ones I seem to remember being just huge. Yeah, scale them down a little bit. But I think they're quite nice for just creating nice big blocks of variation when you're ready for them. They really do add quite a lot, these, I feel. I do like them. I don't want to go too crazy with them because I don't want, like... I don't want things to look too repetitive and too blatantly copied. But I think if you do it right, you can get away with using the same thing over and over again. Let's get more of these ones, these bad boys. I want them a little bit bigger. And I want them to just fill in some of the gaps between these, because I feel that is what is needed right now. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I am indeed liking this. Size down a little. I'll come round here and see what's going on. Yeah, I think that's a winner. I think I'm going to say that's that done. Although I'm not so happy that the tall bit's like bang in the middle. I probably would have rather got a little bit more off centre, and that's making us wonder if I pull it around a little bit further with this. Just get it so it's a little less central. And I'll take that. I think that really does add to the enclosure. Which means we're ready to jump on with the next one. Happy days. Hang on. We do need to get on with the next one. Before we do, we need to know what dinosaur we're going for, don't we? Hey, I'm getting there. I'm starting to get a better workflow, shall we say, a better grasp on things. Yeah, so these are the 3 dinosaurs we got given at start as to kind of start working with. And this one was tiny. What size is this one? Tiny. Are all 3 of these going to be tiny? Because if they're all tiny, I'm going to be disappointed. No, that's a fair size, right? I mean, we'll go with that. Because I don't want everybody to come in, especially at the minute when there's only going to be 2 enclosures, and everybody coming in going, oh my god, they may as well just have chickens out, you know? Chickens are dinosaurs, or relatives of, you know? These bad boys, same size as a chicken. What am I wasting my time for? I may as well went to the farm. It's way cheaper. But yeah, but we can't have the guests thinking that, so we'll get a bit bigger in. And I'm guessing we're going to have to do some research if we want to get even bigger creatures in. I'm guessing. So I might have to actually start doing some of the gameplay stuff in case. Because I mean, at the minute I'm just turning it off. Like, buy notifications, see you later. I understand nothing about it, but maybe that's something I should spend a little bit of time looking into shortly. Let's bop yous down here and pause the game. They look cool though, don't they? They're pretty cool. Like, I do like them. I've just thought I'm going to click on it and Nigel's going to talk, isn't he?
Wow, look at the horns on that one.
Hey, calm down, Nigel. Sounds like it's not the only one with a horn at the minute.
By its large cow-like features.
My God.
Much like a rhino.
Calling it a cow.
Well, a cow.
Saying it's got large features.
In keratin.
Starting to worry about Nigel. I mean, I love him.
Up scales, feathers, fingernails, and even hair.
Oh, you like fingernails, feathers, and hair, do you, Nigel? Let's move on. How do I find this again? Habitat needs. There we go. So this here, right, that needs, wow, that needs a much bigger enclosure than these little guys here. So I wonder if we'll sweep this round. I do want people to come to the park and not just be walking through squares. And because of that, I'm going to need to add some sort of curve, I think. And I've just practiced curve walls there. So we should be ready to try some curves, right? Yeah? Yeah? Bet Nigel likes curves too. You know? Bloomin' Nigel. Little tinker, isn't he? Right, so let's have a look at this. I'm just going to use this wall again. I don't know if it's the right wall. I don't know if I should be using a bigger wall. Like I say, I am learning. And indeed, I am learning on the job. But let's try this little tool. 10 meters. Going to come out to there. And does it then... Nah, because the curve just loses it. Oh no, it's popping to 10 each time. And then I've honestly just got to guess where the curve is. That looks quite good. We'll take that, right? I think I probably need to smooth this off as well. This wall's on its way up a slope. I wasn't expecting the next enclosure to be this big, like, so, you know, I'm not prepared for it, but... Let's go. Let's make this bigger. My God, they don't look like they're all that sizable to need this much space. It's making us wonder what, like, something like a T-Rex is going to need. Get a little bit worried about that. Right, let's try it there. And then let's bring this all the way out and hit curve. And where can I get the curve to? To there? We'll see what happens here. Is that going to snap onto the... Why is it not snapping to it? Oh, it's curve still on. I don't want curve. Snap with that wall. Where is it? Why is it not a snap point? Surely it should snap with that wall inside of there. Surely! Or is that it? Is that it snapping? Might be. It's made an enclosure. Let's see if this is the right size. Yeah, we're happy. We're way too big now. Oh my God, who cares? So I'd rather it be too big than too small. Oh my God. I just need to not talk. Not talking is my friend. But then the videos will be boring. Now I'm just sat here. I mean, they're boring anyway. I edit these out a bit like... I hope people find this at least, somewhat entertaining, because I don't feel like I'm being all that exciting. But I got a proper lovely comment of somebody on the last video, and I was like, oh, the little tinkers, eh? But it means a lot to hear that people enjoy it, even if it's just one person, and even if it's just a little amount. It really does. It's nice to hear. It makes you feel like it's worth doing. I mean, it's worth doing anyway because I'm enjoying it. Like that's the main reason. But yeah, I'm just raising things along a little bit up along the back to create a level. I feel, because then we might be able to get some like mini, not cliffs, but like level, flatten the top off a little. I feel like it makes everything a little too moundy sometimes, this game. And we'll bobble this bit up a little. And then I'm going to have to figure out where the water goes, and I dread the water too. I really dread it. Like, I don't think people understand how much I dread the water too. I wonder if we make it so this is kind of where you're viewing from predominantly. And I was debating creating, like, using rocks to create the shelter for them. And maybe having somewhere where people can look into the shelter, because I've seen people do that, and it's a really cool idea. But it's going to really, really, really push my capabilities. But we might give it a go. We'll see. We'll base it on how well the water goes in. I've got this kind of slope here. Maybe we'll play with the shape that I've created in the slopes. Maybe something like that. And are we anywhere near the right amount? Doesn't look like it. I need to know if making it deeper adds to the water stat, or if it's just me faffing about for no reason, making it deeper. Maybe it's just for aesthetics. Let's need to enlarge this a bit more. Maybe we'll go this way a bit more, because I need some room around it for them to walk. My God, I'm going to be going for miles. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Can I pull this? Just balloon this out a little bit. We'll see if we can fix the terrain after. My God. How, eh? There we go. It's in. It's in. That's enough. We'll just make sure this shape's nice and set in. I want to make sure it's, proper. And obviously this bit I want a little bit deeper, because it's the middle of the largest mass of the part of the water. I don't feel like I've mastered words today. I feel like I'm particularly struggling with words. Even that word there didn't nearly come out. My God. It's not even that tricky word. I find like tricky words tend to be words you don't use a lot. Like if there's a word and you don't use it a lot, that's when you're more likely to fumble on it. That's when you're most likely to mess up. Words that you use day in, day out, don't matter how hard they technically are, you use them a lot. So you've got them down. Your brain just knows. Alright. I feel like we've got something taking shape here that's okay looking terrain wise. I feel like this does need at some point to maybe be leveled off. We'll level this part here, because I feel like it's getting to the point where there's not much flat land. I might want to work on a little bit of flat land. Just brush that up around the edges. Again, you know my keyword. Willy-nilly. Get it done. Make it look natural. Cool. So I wonder if we focus on painting the landscape next. I feel like I just think because they're in this order, do the landscaping, do the water, then you do the painting. And what did these like? They like wetland again. Wetland. So we're going to stick with wetland. I feel like maybe that's a bit sad because everything's going to look samey, but I also think it makes sense. So first off, let's pop the size up a little, and I'm just going to fill in under the water. I feel like the water looks weird when the grass is just underneath. As soon as you add a bit of muck, a little bit of dirt, it really brings it to life. So got some nice muddy water. I want the water mud to maybe spill out onto the banks a little bit. Don't see why not, you know. Already, I feel like that just looks nicer. And then pebbles and sand seem to be what you get. Oh, that's the sand I've put there. Alright, well, let's get the mud in the bottom. We'll get the mud moving around over the sand. Although surely the sand should have been layering on top of the mud. I don't know, maybe it can happen both ways. I'm just thinking. I feel like sand would land on mud from my experience, not the other way around. You just wouldn't see the sand, would you? If the you wouldn't see it if the mud was on top of it. Trying to work out if there's any like bits of pull this around. I don't know. I feel like when it comes away from the water, my ability to landscape just becomes worse. It's never going to be great. I don't know what I'm doing. I've not played games where you have to paint the ground before. Very, very, very new concept to me. I'm not going to paint the grass darker this time. I didn't like that. Especially when like I've just changed the shape of the pen. I then feel like I've got different types of grass. Let's drop the intensity a bit. Maybe that's part of my problem here. I just want to paint on a little bit, you know. Just paint on a little bit. Get a little bit on. I don't know. I think this looks horrendous. I didn't mind it until I added all this mud. But that's something I'll have to fix later. It's done. What's done is done. Maybe I'll try and run the path around the enclosure a little bit. See if we run into any problems. If we don't, then I'll maybe pick the spot that I want the dinosaurs' beds to be at. Path, please. I want that to connect onto there, and I want to see if I can just like run this around. Right, do I need to like do that age-old trick? I feel really stressed by the game more than usual today, like, blow my neck. Alright. What's going on? Yeah, why is... It looks like it's just messing about here. Take angle snap off. I think I can eyeball this better. Why is curve coming on all the time? Alright. We'll go in there. We're just eyeballing today. And why does it seem like it's putting down extra paths in places? Or is it just the start of the new paths not aligned? Alright. We're getting there, we're getting there. Need to level some of this off. Because what the hell? Whoa, maybe that's what I want to do. I'm not sure how far around we're going with this, but I'm actually awful. And why is it affecting it inside the wall? When I'm inside the wall and I try and do this stuff, the wall doesn't let anything happen. Oh my god, it's so frustrating. Paths. I'm doing paths. Honestly, this is proper got us frustrated. Why am I so frustrated? Why is that angle snapping in a weird direction, man? Oh my god. Right, let's just get it so it looks tidy enough. Continue round. Just gonna have to not be perfect. I'm gonna stop the path there for now. Which makes us think I maybe want the bed somewhere along this part here. So I might bring these rocks out and build the bed over here. And we'll see how that looks. It's probably going to affect the terrain, but let's get going. Let's get some rocks. Rockety, rockety rocks, favourite rocks. Alright, here we're going. What am I doing? I want it bigger. And we do just want to come out here, just spin around. Kylie Minogue in it. And I'm guessing I'm going to want to change how... I love how I've actually got like so random with the spinning now that I seem to not care at all about what it looks like. Just spin it around. And then the end ones, I do feel like they need to be a bit smaller or a bit lower just to change things up a little. See what that's looking like as a base kind of shape? Alright, but it's all a little bit too high. So let's use this, I believe, to lower it down. Don't mind if it's lower, because this is just kind of marking out what I'm going to try and build. I feel like while am I in that group? No, now I am. I feel like while I'm doing this bit though, I should maybe build what could potentially be the front of the bed area where they're going to sleep. I feel like there's no better way to do that than getting the big rocks. Them big rocks going to help big style. Seems quite wide that. Let's pop it there and no further. And that seems real tall. We'll see how this works. This is very new to me. Can I move individual rocks once I've put them down? Yeah. I just want to move these back a little bit. I feel like they're too... I don't feel like there's much of a bed there, if I'm honest with you. So let's just move them back a little bit to touch. Yeah, I feel that creates a bit of a room. And do we want what people are seeing from the other side, didn't we? I wonder if I make that this along here. If the path's there, the path could sweep around through here, couldn't it? So maybe I delete these ones. Or at least that one. Let's get rid of them for now. That's going to be... We're going to have a glass wall there, I've decided. And I'm going to start padding this out now. Let's... I was going to work on this main part. The main part of the... What's it? Cave, I guess, isn't it? Get that all built up how I'd like it. Let's see how I'd like it. I don't know how I'd like it. Like, I have no idea. What is to my likings when it comes to this? We'll find out. We'll find out the more we play the game. I think already we've got a little bit of a hint that I quite like the rocks. I feel like the rocks are probably the most prominent feature of this park. There's more rocks and more rocky features than there are dinosaurs currently, so that says it all, doesn't it? Let's just keep going. Plop these down. And see what it looks like from the other side. I feel like in the front of it, while I'm looking, I do want to smooth it off a little bit. I don't want these dinosaurs having to go up a huge thing to get into their bed. So there we go. And I'm going to have to work out what I'm going to do about that that wall, because I'm not going to want that in the middle of their bed, am I? I feel like that's easier to walk up and get to now. I wonder if I'll just be like run it around the back of the rocks once the rocks are in. Will that mean you'll see it? It might have to be at the bottom of whatever thing I put in. No, because there's the invisible wall, isn't there? We've found out. Right, let's try that. That's going to be our... That's going to be what we need to do, isn't it? So let's delete this wall. That's the one causing the issues. And this one, I'm guessing, is like an invisible wall. Can I place it where the wall is? Yeah. And then can I just run that how I want it? I wonder if I just do it like this for starters. Just it don't matter if it's invisible, does it? I'll pop it. I'll take angle snap off. This doesn't need to look pretty. We'll run it through there. Straight across there. So the dinos know that can come out of there. And then I'm probably going to need to pop that in there and snap that to there. And that seems to be under and behind. Does that mean I get the habitat? Yeah, man. Cool. I really like that. Cool. Right, well, let's finish sorting these rocks out. I'm going to... Whoa, is that wall part of that group? I mean, that's fine, I guess. It's not really a big issue. It's... If that goes, the wall needs to go as well. So let's get rocks again. Do you know what? This might be the chunky number I need. I might have to use something a bit chunkier. Is that my favourite rock again? Maybe just size down my favourite rock. It seems to just be the all-purpose rock. I need a rock. Rock Boulder 1 is the one to use. I want this so it's sitting on top of that. Cool. And then I should be able to, right, just stack it in and around over here. I hope. And then make sure the front's kind of filled out a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, I'm modelling this on a prefab I did see. But the prefab, I just thought, that's cool, but I wonder if I can do it. And that is why I think that I'm happy with that. Wow. But people are probably going, that's real basic, that's naff. I'm proud of myself, right? This is beyond anything I've done before. Trying to find how to make glass. Bam. Curved. Nah, we're going to go straight. Straight makes more sense for this, I think. I don't want to snap one because I want it to kind of line up. Why is it still snapping? What is happening? Is that something to do with the grid? It's the grid. Oh, but I want the grid on. Because if the grid isn't on, then I have an idea. If I exit the group, get some windows lined up, right? Will they snap? Yeah. We'll make 3. I don't think we're going to need more than that. And then can I exit that group and move this into here? And maybe enlarge it because that just feels a little bit low. Maybe we enlarge. I'm going to put it on the outside of that as well so the dinosaurs can't like get beyond the glass. I doubt they could anyway, but just in case. So then I want scale. And scale it. No, that's move. Scale. I can't scale it. What? Why can't I scale it? What? Do you have to like scale the individual parts? Oh my god. Right, well, we might want to adjust this then and delete that. And delete that one. And we've got that one. Can you can't duplicate with advanced copy. No! No! Duplicate and change it to move. Right. There we go. Will it snap still or not? Even if I can just align it myself, it's not the worst, is it? There we go, and that'll do. And I think that's in enough. Exit group. Make sure that's just going through all of that rock, but just beyond there. And I feel like I'm going to have to add a few extra rocks just to, you know, close this off a little. I do like it. I don't know if I want it to be any higher than this. It doesn't need to be. So we'll get the rocks. We'll fill that up. And then we're coming to being finished with this enclosure, I guess. We're getting there. Right. Favourite rock? Yeah, I'll try a different rock. We'll try something different. The rocks are making it real shady and dark. I cannot see a thing. Big boy rock. Because that's tall. That'll just do that straight away. Lush. Bop. Aye, I think that's the one. Let's use the other tall one on this side. Tall boy! That's what we want. Want them tall boys. There we go. And then I want to fill that gap in. I'm not happy about the gap. Oh, I'm putting them on the wrong group. Tough. It's part of the window. It'll be fine. But we'll change these ones into this one. Maybe that's why I was struggling to get it into position there. Maybe that's why. I just want to see if that's going to be stopping the, like, hiding the glass. I want the glass to be like all the way up to the rock, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I just feel like everything I do and say doesn't make sense when it comes to this game. Because I'm an absolute noob. Absolute noob. And I feel like I need to fill in these gaps a little bit. So let's just chunk it out and raise it up and get them filled in. I could have probably done this nicer. People out there probably thinking, what on earth is that? But this, for me, is a huge step forward when it comes to this game. And I just want to run the path around it now. I feel like I can add detail and stuff in the future. I'm going to have to start from there again. I need this a bit further out. We're going to have like something going closer. Right, happy days. And then I wonder if I try and curve this, if we can get something decent. Not bad, not bad. Hey, there we go. I'm taking that, and just to make sure everything's kind of tasty how I'd like it, this bit of rock here is going to move a little bit back. Just there we go. There we go. I feel like the dinosaurs could just walk out of here, can't they? But it's how it is. It's how it is. Why am I seeing this blue fence all the time? I don't want to see it. Is it because I'm in the group? Yeah, it is. Cool. Oh, that's nice. I hate that that panel's not central. I like the joining the panels. I'll tidy this up before the next video is done. But I think we need to get back to landscaping. Get some of the substrate. And I feel like we maybe just... we'll make this a bit sandy in here. I feel like that makes sense for some reason. Merge that sand in a little bit down here. And we're going to add rocks and things. But for now, the main thing's going to be getting some of the dinosaurs, things in that it needs for animal care. Now I'm going to class these as medium. I want these to snap to the surface. So we'll just bob a few of them in. I'm guessing that's enough. I'm happy with that. Then what else do we need? We need to click on the dinosaurs and find out, don't we? I know they need bedding. What? Oh, I'm in the group. What is it that these guys are upset about? The water's too low now, so we need to add a bit more water. I need to add a bit forest. But other than that, shelter seems fine. Cool. And what do they want for enrichment? There's an enrichment thing, isn't there? Frozen fruit blocks. Well, let's pop that in while we're here, because that's easy. And, you know, we'll dot them just around the place, like that. Lovely. And then I think we're going to have to tidy the landscape up a little, sort some of these rocks out, and get the trees in. Ooh, before we do, we're going to want some dung beetles bopping about the place. I'm just running them more along the back, because then people can't complain about seeing them. I feel like that happened as well. Feeding, get some troughs in. I like them to be on fairly flat areas. We'll flatten this off, so I'll put one there. And I feel like down the front here looks fairly flat, is it? There you go. That's flat. Let's give it a little twirl. Lovely. So yeah, I feel like we're coming to the point where the terrain is almost there. I just want to get the forest right. So let's look at the forest. I was going to say, right, needs loads of forest. Well, let's do what we did in the last one. Feels a little bit cheap. But we'll run some of this stuff like around the water, because I feel like that's where it would be. How's forest looking? Oh, we've got loads of forest this time. These guys are forest friendly, shall we say. Alright, cool. It's not budged at all, which is nice, because I feel like you need a lot of this stuff around the water. I like it. What can I say? I like it. I was really disappointed with the previous enclosure that I couldn't have a lot of forest. I got quite excited by the idea, like banging up trees. So that's a real big tree. These are quite big trees. And I feel like I prefer the approach of like dotting them around to painting them just everywhere. Because this is going to be a nice little way of making this feel like it's got more forest. Hey, look at us be clever. But not encroaching on the amount of forest they like to have, which is ideal. These guys are still dandy, like they love a bit of forest. Don't yous? Eh? Mad lads. I don't mind there being a few along the front, like, to be honest. Just as long as it's a bit scarce. So we've got quite a bit of forest there. I do think that makes that look a bit nicer. And then I feel like round here we want some as well. But we've got all these bushy things that I forget about as well all the time, man. Let's run a few of them just along here and along there where the trees are growing. And then the rest of these can be like, I guess, foreground forest on the main viewing part. Are we still good for forest? Yeah, these are doing nothing. That's good. I don't know if that looks nice. I feel like it doesn't. I feel like they look a bit messy. But we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Trees, more trees. What do we have over here? Oh, I like these little mauve things as well, just being dotted about. A little bit of lavender. I'm calling it lavender. It might not be. It's got that lavender colour though. Don't know why I've put it in with them, but that's where it's going. It's going everywhere. It's basically just taking over. And fills things out a bit, adds a bit of colour. So I'm cool with that. And then trees. Let's finish off with trees. Get some of these big boys back in, just around here. That wasn't a big boy. It's a little boy. Did I still have them selected? I'm getting there though. I'm figuring it out quicker. I'm remembering it quicker. By no means am I working miracles, but I do feel like there's progress, shall we say. Other people are sat here going, progress? Nothing of the sort. I'm like, yes, this is my best enclosure yet. Which it is, but it's only my second ever enclosure, so we're just going to shoot some bits along here. So the rocks don't just look super bare. I think that's pretty cool. And then I wonder if we do what we did in the other place and we get some things growing on the rocks a little bit. I might use modular. I feel like that's alright. I feel like that's just a little bit of summit. A little bit of summit going in there. So it's a little bit more interesting, you know. A little bit of summit. I'll take a little bit of summit. Again, don't know if this looks good. But, you know, I feel like I've got to do something. Got to add something. We'll add a few bits of this as well. It's nice looking. Looks cool. Mix that one into them. Same up here. Not a fan there. It's alright. There we go. I want to say that's that. Decorated enough for my likings right now. Let's have a little look around. Maybe there's more I can do in the future to my exhibits. But for me right now, I'm overly proud of this. So yeah, so basically we've got a little viewing area here. Seems a bit dark. The dinos, when they come to sleep, you know, in their little cage. Not cage. Bless them. In their little cave. People can have a look in there. Maybe we should just quickly, because I didn't mention it earlier, scruff that up a little bit. Just with summit. We'll do some pebbles. Just so, you know, people know it's cool to have a walk over there. And yeah, and people can go and have a look. Have a little walk round the back. And on the way to the next exhibit, I'm guessing we'll be putting something here in the next video. They've got something to look at between exhibits. I like much better how this landscape's flowing the wall. I really like the curve. I think it makes things so much more interesting. I feel like this just looks really cool for me, for my capabilities. But thank you guys, once again, so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, I would massively appreciate it if you would hit like, subscribe, and ding that little notification bell, because then you'll be one of the first to know when the next video in the series drops. Helps us both out. So yeah, thank you so much guys. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one where we build another dinosaur enclosure. But until then, take care. Look after yourselves. Cheerio.